Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news bond markets are ramping up their defensive posture, especially in the US, as American economic data fades further. But first up today, there was a global dairy trade pulsed powder auction, and prices slipped again. They were down 1% from the full prior event a week ago for skim milk powder and dived a rather sharp 4% for whole milk powder. This will keep downward pressure on payout forecasts for the current season, especially the whole milk powder result. In the US, the ADP weekly employment report said a net 13,500 jobs were lost last week, the largest weekly drop since ADP started releasing their weekly data. The pace of payroll shrinkage seems to be rising in the US. And American retail sales growth slowed to 4.3% in September from the 5% rise in August. On a monthly basis, retail sales rose just 0.2%, half the expected 0.4% increase, and suggesting the weakness is concentrated recently. Observers will be watching the weak car sales component especially. And producer prices rose 2.7% in the US in September from a year earlier, exactly as expected. Pending home sales, though, fell 0.4% in October from year-ago levels, the second consecutive monthly dip and the 8th of 2025. However, they did record a seasonal rise from September. And the latest factory survey from the Richmond Fed covering the Mid-Atlantic states was quite negative. And the Dallas Fed's services survey was downbeat too, although the contraction there was a bit slower than in October. So it'll be no surprise to learn that the Conference Board's Consumer Sentiment Survey is also quite negative, falling sharply and mirroring the similar University of Michigan survey. Perceptions of inflation rose to 4.8%. And traditional Thanksgiving travel plans are being scaled back. They were expecting a rise this year, but the economic situation and uncertainties about disruptions around the shutdown are seeing an unexpected rise in cancellations, so a decline is now anticipated. Across the Pacific and South Korea, consumer sentiment is rising. Their central bank survey revealed its highest reading since November 2017. Their renewed confidence follows a major trade agreement with the US and stronger than expected economic growth. In Taiwan, retail sales rose 1.9% in October from the same month a year ago, a bounce back from the 1.6% dip in September. Meanwhile, their industrial production expanded sharply again, up another 14.5% on the same year-on-year basis, although the pace of expansion seems to be slowing a bit, even if it is still strong. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now under 4%, down 5 basis points from this time yesterday at 3.99% as the defensive mood takes hold. And the price of gold will start today at $4,138 an ounce and up $42 from yesterday. But American oil prices have fallen $1 to be just on $57.50 a barrel, with the international Brent price now just on $62 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is holding at just under 56.1 US cents, little change from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're up 10 basis points at 87 Australian cents. Against the euro, we've dropped 20 basis points at 48.5 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 60.8 and little changed, if soft. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $86,996 and down 0.3% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest, at just on plus or minus 1.2%. Today, the RBNZ will review its OCR and issue its final monetary policy statement of the year. Join us at 2 p.m. this afternoon when we'll start our full coverage. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. Do this again tomorrow.